Welcome to Euro Bangla City SATV News. This is Shibala Alam with our headlines. Results of HSC and equivalent examination have seen 95.26% pass rate. 1,89,016 students secured the highest GPA 5. Government is set to establish one marine academy in each division of the country, said Prime Minister. DMP Commissioner warns of militant attack on Ekushe Book Fair. Law enforcement is ready to deal with any situation. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina said that the government will establish one marine academy in each division of the country. Sheikh Hasina said this while addressing at the Mujib Borsha graduation parade of the 56th batch of Bangladesh Marine Academy. They will establish a marine academy in each division, she adds. Youth will not only be trained there but also create the scope of employment both at home and abroad, and this is how country's unemployment problem will be eradicated. The government has set up 4 marine academies in Pabna, Borishal, Rangpur and Sylhet this year in with the global maritime demand. She also said an engine control simulator will be installed here this year. The results of higher secondary certificate and equivalent examination have seen a 95.26% pass rate. Among the examinees, 95.57% passed the HSC examination, 95.49% came out successfully in Madrasa board, while 92.85% in technical board. This year, a total of 1,89,169 students secured the highest grade GPA 5. A total of 14,03,244 candidates took part in the HSC exam under 11 education boards in the country. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina today unveiled the results joining virtually from her official Gana Bhavan residence in Dhaka. Last year's HSC and equivalent examinations were held on fewer subjects following a shortened syllabus. DMP Commissioner Shafiqul Islam has warned that the threat of militant attack on the occasion of Amor Ekushe Book Fair cannot be ruled out. He also said law enforcement is ready to deal with any situation. The Commissioner said this at a press conference in front of the temporary police control room at Sarwarde Uddan when he came to inspect the security arrangements of the book fair in the morning. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina is expected to open the book fair on February 15. A total of 800 stalls have been allocated for 500 publishers, organizations to exhibit and sell books in this year's book fair. Meanwhile, hectic last-minute preparations for the traditional Amor Ekushe Book Fair 2022 is going on in full swing on the Bangla Academy premises. The Appellate Division of Supreme Court ordered that the 2 children of Bangladesh-born US citizen Imran Sharif and Japanese mother Nakano Eriko shall stay with their mother. A full bench of the Appellate Division headed by Chief Justice Hassan Foez Siddiqui paused the order following an appeal filed by Eriko against the High Court verdict on the issue. In the order, the Apex Court said Japanese and Laila will remain in custody of their mother Eriko until the family court concerned in Dhaka disposes the case. Imran filed the lawsuit on February 28 last year, seeking custody of the minors. The court also directed the family court to settle the lawsuit in 3 months from the date of receiving the appellate division order. Despite the government record stocks of rice, the price is increasing in an alarming rate day by day. However, common people are confused about the demand and production situation of the rice. On the flip side, agriculture economists say that the government's information on increased rice production is inaccurate. We have the full report.
Rice production in the country has almost tripled in the last 50 years since the independence. Department of Agriculture reports that the production of rice in the world has decreased by 1.6%, but it has increased by 3% in Bangladesh. In the last 1 decade, the contribution of agricultural sector to GDP has decreased by 5%, where the contribution of industrial sector has increased by 8%. Meanwhile, the amount of cultivable land in Bangladesh is decreasing at the rate of 1% every year. However, the rice mill owners claim that the price has gone up as they did not get the sufficient amount of paddy to meet the demand. On the other hand, ordinary farmers said that the agricultural subsidy given by the government was insufficient. Government officials said the annual demand of rice in the country is 25.8 million tons. The production of rice is 38.7 million tons. So the question arises, where is the surplus tons of rice going? Bangladesh is said to be a self-sufficient country over food, where this country was third in rice production in 2017. How can the price of rice increase in the same country within just 5 years? This is the question that is haunting the ordinary people's mind. Analysts observed that there will be no return to discipline if the rice market without reliable figures of actual demand and actual production of rice. SATV News Desk.
Viewers are taking a short break. Stay with Bangla City SATV News. Welcome back. You're watching Bangla City SATV News. Now let's take a look at what's going on in the world. US President Joe Biden warned Russian President Vladimir Putin that Washington and its ally will respond decisively and impose swift and severe consequences if Ukraine is invaded. Biden also stressed that Washington is prepared to engage in diplomacy and is equally prepared for other scenarios as well. Dalia Nilofer has more.
In the hour-long phone call on Saturday, White House stated that Biden told Putin that a further Russian invasion of Ukraine, in his words, would produce widespread human suffering and diminish Russia's standing. The call came hours after the US moved some of its forces out of Ukraine and ordered most of its embassy staff to leave the country over mounting fears that a Russian invasion of Ukraine could take place at any time. However, Moscow has repeatedly disputed the claim. The two leaders' conversation apparently left both sides at an impasse with no significant breakthroughs. US officials said the call was professional and substantive, but no fundamental change in the dynamic. On the flip side, the Russian presidential aide described the call as balanced and businesslike, but said that the US and NATO failed to address Russia's security concerns. Meanwhile, on the same day, French President Emmanuel Macron spoke with both Putin and Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky. After Macron's call with Putin, a French presidential official said there were no indications that Russia is preparing an offensive attack against Ukraine. Nevertheless, the official said France remains vigilant and alert over Russia's military posture in order to avoid the worst. Dalia Nilofer, SATV News Desk.
Meanwhile, 5 UN staff members were kidnapped in Yemen's turbulent southern province of Abyei. A United Nations official confirmed on Saturday. The senior communication advisor to the President and humanitarian coordinator for Yemen said that the UN staff members were on the way back to Aden after having completed a field mission when the incident took place. The United Nations is in close contact with the authorities to secure their release, he said. Canadian police made the first arrest of a protester blocking a key bridge to the United States on Saturday, more than a day after authorities moved in seeking to end the blockade of the important trade corridor. Demonstrators opposing government pandemic restrictions have occupied the Ambassador Bridge for the 5th straight day, snarling international trade and prompting President Joe Biden to call for an end to the siege. But there was still no sign when traffic would resume. Thousands of supporters of the government marched through Caracas on World Youth Day, a major annual event in Venezuela showing the support for President Nicolas Maduro, and its opposition demonstration drew some 500 people. Maria Amatima, pro-government, said that they've already celebrated 200 8 years of the Battle of La Victoria in the combative youth who continue to fight for their dream, who continue to fight for the homeland that they want, because they believe in the production country, because they believe in the rise of the power, that is Venezuela. They continue to move forward, commenting on this public administration anti-government added, while all this happens, they are suffering hunger, needs, food, education, everything is declining and they are all quiet. Now we move on to the sports world. Kai Havertz's penalty score deep into extra time brought Chelsea the win, defeating Brazil's Palmeiras 2-1 in the Club World Cup final on Saturday. The trophy completes their collection of major trophies. Romelu Lukaku's superb header game, the European champions the lead on 54 minutes, but Rafael Veiga levelled from the spot for the Copa Libertadores winners just past the hour in Abu Dhabi. Havertz was the hero of Chelsea's match winner as he converted a penalty on 117 minutes awarded following a VAR review. Before we ending, we go to the Euro Bangla City SATV news headlines again. Results of HSC and equivalent examinations have seen 95.26% pass rate. 1,89,169 students secured the highest GPA 5. Government is set to establish one marine academy in each division of the country, said Prime Minister. DMP Commissioner warns of militant attack on Ekushe Book Fair. Law enforcement is ready to deal with any situation. You're up to date so far here on Euro Bangla City SATV News, and to know the latest news visit www.satv.tv. Stay with SATV.